And we're joined in the studio by Alan Trickett, who's a freedom rider. Welcome, Alan.
Hello.
So, first of all, I was wondering, what are the Sheffield Freedom Riders, and how did you get involved?
Well, originally, it all started, of course, when local government, in their wisdom, decided to stop all train travel for not only senior citizens, but also disabled people of South Yorkshire. Now, we already had a group in Barnsley called BRAG, which is Barnsley Retirees Action Group, and with those and everyone else in South Yorkshire from all walks of life joined together to become South Yorkshire Freedom Riders, to lobby and protest with the objective to reverse the unnecessary harmful cuts to travel passes.
Mm-hmm. So how did you get involved, Alan?
Well, it wasn't easy at the first because obviously they wouldn't let anyone publicise in travel shops or in the media wouldn't accept any kind of advertising to get our group started. So the main majority of seniors and disabled people, same as myself, had to simply go round to every town and city that we could and try to find out. And the way I got to know was on Doncaster Station. There happened to be a group of people, mainly ladies, that was getting ready to jump on a train to go to Meadowhall. So I jumped on the train with them. And the idea was, everyone meets up in Meadowhall, which we did, and simply refused to pay us train fares. Shown them as passes. They wanted to try and take the passes off us, so we all learned, keep hold of your pass, let them see, but do not let them handle. Then in Meadowhall, we met up mainly with Barnsley people doing similar, coming on trains from Barnsley. Doncaster train goes through Rotherham to Meadowhall, so there were people in Rotherham getting on, and of course people from Sheffield to have a rally in Meadowhall, which created such a lot of interest then that then, of course, this used to be every Monday. And once all the media got hold of it, and that was most of the media, radios, televisions, all the newspapers, then of course we got more and more people involved. But then of course that's when it got a little bit awkward, because the transport police started to get terribly vicious with us, is the word. We've always said I was a peaceful protest, but let people know. And his idea was to get onto local councillors, not to do damage or try and influence anyone else. It was always peaceful. But the transport police had different ideas. They took it on themselves to make it as difficult for us as feasible, even down to arresting two of our people that was doing nothing wrong whatsoever. They simply attacked them and pulled them to the floor and handcuffed them with no reason whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And so, because of that, more and more people got involved.
Mm-hmm. What happened to the two people who were arrested? Was the charges dropped?
Eventually, I mean, this is going back now almost 2 years. They ended up in Sheffield police station. Of course, everybody tried to get up there. It needed taxis and everything, because we'd all gone on train. But eventually got him out on bail, and then there was, in the Sheffield Magistrates Court, of which we had a great big rally outside while that was all happening. but they wouldn't take it any further because, they'd take the case further. They wouldn't prosecute or anything that at that time, because the police said that they needed at least 6 months to look at the camcorders and evidence, which of course were nonsense. It doesn't take that length of time. But they kept us waiting and waiting, and it turned out 7 or 8 months. The day before the case was due, they dropped all charges. Just simply frightened us.
Can I just go back on to exactly what concessions were lost in March 2014?
Well, over and above what the national concessions are, which are free buses after 9:30 up to 11 o'clock at night.
Is this for over 65?
Throughout England, not Scotland or Wales. It's the English national. Wales and Scotland have their own ideas, but this is for anyone over 60, or it was. Of course now it's anyone over the national retirement age, which within 6 months will be 66 years old. So they've already knocked 6 years of everything off. Well, that is what England pays. Now, they also, in with all that, they say it is open to the local politicians to give extra concessions as required for different areas. Now, South Yorkshire made such a big thing, saying how good they were to give everyone travel at 9 AM, because there was no point waiting till 9:30. Nobody uses buses between 9 and 9:30. So they give us 9 o'clock starts. They give us the tram, which is very good. They also give us free train travel on local trains, not your big trains, your Northern Rail, your local trains, all round South Yorkshire and into West Yorkshire via Wakefield to Leeds and Huddersfield, which meant you could go directly from Sheffield, Barnsley, Doncaster, straight into Leeds. Then, of course, your day starts and off you go. You can have a good day out. All of a sudden, out of the blue, stop the lot, for both disabled and for seniors. Now, after we started the first rallies, and don't forget there were lots of people at that time, and we was getting lots of help from trade union people and different groups within South Yorkshire, and within 3 months the council decided enough's enough, we'll give everything back to disabled people. So we thought we've won, that's marvellous. Unfortunately, they would not move on senior citizens. The only thing they did was give us half fare on trains in South Yorkshire only. And then immediately, and this is after 9:30, all of a sudden 9:30 come into it instead of 9 o'clock. Any time for disabled people, they can travel any time of day. Senior citizens after 9:30. South Yorkshire only, but then immediately Northern Rail brought it in that you cannot use passes between 4 o'clock in the afternoon and 6:30. They're making this a premium time. So in actual fact, if you went anywhere, you can't start till 9:30, and if you have one to do a couple hours wherever you may be, you come back, you can put your pass in your pocket, you're going to pay full fare, which is more than ordinary return fare. So it all made a nonsense of it. So we keep going and going and going. But what we have found out is they've always told us it was about money, and it is not about money at all. The money they were was talking was £300,000 per year. Now, as it is now that we've got everything back for disabled people, the amount of money now it would cost to give all concessions back to senior citizens works out at £1.25 per senior citizen per year. So if there's any senior citizens listening to us, all you are worth in council's eyes is you're not worth £1.25 a year.
Yeah, well, you've done some fantastic achievements, Alan. Finally, how can people get in touch if they want to offer support or learn more?
Well, we have a fortnightly meeting in Barnsley at the library. I'm trying to think of the street name and I can't. If anybody knows Barnsley, there's a Wetherspoons, everybody knows Wetherspoons, and directly across the road from, I think it's a Silkston, Wetherspoons, directly across there's a public library, and we were on the second floor in a room once a fortnight, and it happens to be tomorrow, and we start at 11 o'clock, and everyone's welcome.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's very democracy. If there's a vote on whatever we're going to do, everyone has a vote. There's no one who tries to ringlead or anything. It's all done ever so good, peaceful and nicely, and we do achieve what we're going to intend to do in the future.
That's fantastic.
So that's
great.
Tomorrow at 11 if you wish.
Great, at Barnsley Library. Great, we're going to play Jerry and the Pacemakers, Ferry Across the Mersey, and you asked for this for a particular reason.
Yes, they say that we must fall into line. That is why they stopped our concessions. We must fall into line with the rest of England. But we have found out that London, they can all use local trains, they can use all the underground. Manchester, they can use trains and their tram, local trains, buses. The Midlands, Birmingham is much similar, but Liverpool, of course, they not only use buses and local trains, they can also use the ferry to